there's an insatiable demand as far as the eye can see for the next few years for AI infrastructure. For the world is now convinced that this thing is real. We need huge amounts of AI data centers, AI factories, as Jensen calls them. And half his customers are the top 4 or 5 multi-trillion-dollar companies who are buying every AI GPU they can get their hands on. And now the rest of the world is also in on this buying spree. There's a whole trend now that Jensen dubbed appropriately the sovereign AI category, which is already in the tens of billions of dollars over the next few years. He just came back after accompanying the president in the Middle East, along with Sam Altman from OpenAI and others, and came back with over 1 million Blackwell GPUs sold at 30,000 plus a pop to Saudi Arabia.
A
And
million Blackwell
you
units sold.
correct those things, a million. Now, a remarkable number when you consider that 2 years ago, most AI data centers, if you had 5,000, 10,000 chips, back then it was the Hopper chips, which was the previous generation. That was a big number. And these things, remember, 30,000, 40,000 a pop, just for the chips, not for all the other equipment that you need for that. The point I'm making here is that the Middle East was allotted under the Biden diffusion rules, maybe a few tens of thousands of chips. The president basically said, okay, for a whole number of reasons, we're going to up that, and it's 1 million chips. The reason this is important for NVIDIA is to the quarter is that their quarter was spectacular on almost every dimension. It meet and beat people's expectations. Their margins were higher than people thought in 72.5%. Their growth was great in all these categories that you mentioned, especially the data center category. NVLink, their communication components were doing great. NVIDIA is up in the front. Literally, there's a huge pile-up explosion, everything. NVIDIA just goes, the car goes through, and it really comes out almost unscathed on the other side. As you said, they took a $5.5 billion charge. It's going to cost about $8 billion. Their market share in China, which is the second largest market for AI in the world, measured at least 50 billion a year. They had a 95% market share there going in about a year and a half ago. Right now they're at 50%, and that'll probably go down to maybe 5%. And yet the company is beating everyone's estimates. They've got more demand than they can shake a stick at, and the street goes upping their numbers. You can barely imagine what would have happened if there was no China issue. This stock would have been at new highs and beyond. So great execution, not easy to do. It makes it look easy. It was a great quarter from all of those perspectives.